What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, August 17th, 2022, and now it's time for this week's 2 Minutes with Jeff. So, the NAR published this week their economic outlook, and of course, NAR stands for National Association of Realtors. They do all this kind of nerdy stuff and make publications from time to time, statistics, numbers. I kind of like it because that's kind of my thing. I like looking at numbers and where things are headed and projections. So I figured I'd share a lot of this information with you guys because it's really relevant. So let's just dive right in it. So again, they posted this, and I'll put a link into it to the description. If you watched last episode of 2 Minutes with Jeff, you will know that we are currently in a recession. And again, the definition of recession is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth, gross domestic product growth. So in quarter number 1 of 2022, we were at negative 1.6%. And in quarter number 2 of 2022, we were at negative 0.7%. So we went from negative 0.6 back up to negative 0.7, on our way towards 0 or above. And actually, NAR predicts that in quarter 3, we're actually going to have a positive 2.3%. So if NAR is correct, and usually they are, I mean, they're pretty good about their forecast. This recession is going to be short-lived, and what's going to happen next is we're going to head to correction territory. So recession is going to be over. We're going to be bouncing back from negative 0.7 all the way up to 2.3, positive 2.3% in the third quarter of 2022, which is good news. Existing home sales. So NAR is projecting a 5% correction upcoming in values and prices. They're projecting that it's going to start in quarter 4 of 2022, and it's going to continue through quarter 1 of 2023. So the last 3 months of 2022 and the first 3 months of 2023, they're going to be predicting that prices are going to be coming down 5%. Now, keep in mind, this is a United States economic forecast. This is not a Metro Detroit forecast. It's not a Shelby Township forecast or West Bloomfield forecast or Detroit forecast. This is a national. Doesn't mean your value is going to drop 5% in those 6 months. That's not what it's saying. It's just saying on a economic scale for the country that this is their projections, and obviously it's averages. So, you can think averages. Some are going to be higher, some are going to be lower. Some places might not even see a decline. Some places might see a sharp decline. So take that for what it's worth. But on the overall projection throughout the country, they're saying a 5% correction. Now let's talk about that for a second. That's going to take us to the new normal, because if you remember, or maybe you don't remember, that in 2021, prices went up at over 18%. That's crazy. That's not normal. That's not healthy for the real estate market. That's not where we want to be. I think they're projecting this year to be around 8 or 9%. So that's still very, very, very high. Normal's 2-3%. So 8% is still huge. 18% is insane. So last quarter of 2022, first quarter of 2023, they're projecting a 5% correction. You're thinking, okay, well, yeah, prices are coming down. Well, guess what? As soon as that stops, NAR is projecting a 9% increase in quarter number 2 of 2023, which will bring us to an all-time high, an all-time median sales price of house pricing in the United States of $413,000. That's an all-time high. So we're going to see a little dip, a 5% correction. This is just our projections, a 5% correction. And then quarter number 2 of 2023, we're going to see an explosion again, and it's going to go to an all-time high. What this means right now, buyers, great time for you. Great time for you. I'm already seeing it in the market. The overpriced houses, the people that are still in the old market that's dead and gone in the beginning of this year, where it's 15 offers, all that stuff, that's gone. And people that are still listing their houses very aggressively priced, they're on the market. They're sitting on the market. Those are the properties that are not moving. They're the ones getting price reductions. Those are the frustrated sellers. The houses that are priced correctly, good condition, those are the ones that are still moving like hotcakes. So buyers, it's a great time, and it's gonna continue to be a great time in the near future. But keep in mind, put this on the back burner, put this on the back of your mind. By the time March, April 2023 rolls around, it's gonna be the highest it's all time, according to NAR. What the numbers say. Again, these are not my projections. I'm just sharing with you information that they published. Another good thing is they talked about mortgage rates. So my prediction, and I've stuck with it all year, is that mortgage rates would end up somewhere around 7%. It looks like NAR is forecasting that they're going to end up somewhere around 6%. Right now, they're slightly lower than 6%. They're in the fives. They've actually gone down. They've kind of fluctuated the last couple of weeks, but they're in the fives. So people that have been worried, buyers that got out of the market because they didn't know where interest rates were heading, how high they would go, if they come down, go up, continue to go up. It looks like NAR finally has come out and they said, hey, 6% looks like where things are going to end up. And it kind of makes sense, with the 2 quarters of negative GDP, trying to fight inflation. We know, or if you've paid attention, inflation numbers came down from June to July. So, it wasn't a lot, but they did come down. So maybe this thing is starting to taper off, and maybe the Fed's going to say, okay, kind of what we've been doing is kind of making an impact and working, and maybe we don't need to be as aggressive as raising the rates through the rest of the year. So NAR is predicting that 6% is going to be kind of the magic number that rates are going to hang around, and they're actually projecting that through 2023. So rates by the end of the year could hit 6%, and then that's going to stay flat throughout the rest of 2023. So again, that's more good news, because that gives people a more sense of normalcy and consistency. The people aren't going to be worried too much about the rates changing and fluctuating too much like they have this year in 2022. At the beginning of the year, we started, 3%. Now we're in the mid fives, and NAR says we'll be at 6 by the end of the year. I said 7. It looks like 6. So, that's just a lot of information. These reports are really, really good. I love looking at these reports. They give you a lot of information. It's my job to kind of decipher these, turn them around, tell you what they mean in more of a just generic terms so that everybody can understand it. So that's what we're looking like. It looks like the next, the rest of the year and into 2023. So again, this is not saying absolutely what's going to happen, but this is their projections. They've been pretty good historically with their projections. They have a lot of smart people that they pay a lot of money to do this analysis and dive deep into these numbers. So it looks like we have a small 5% correction ahead of us, but right around the corner in the second quarter of 2023, there's going to be another boom. We're going to go back to 25 offers on each property, and it's just going to be chaos again. So if you're a buyer, you got to weigh your options. Do you want to jump in right now? Do you want to take advantage of maybe getting a better deal on a house when things have kind of slowed down and prices have kind of normalized a little bit? Or are you still going to wait, and then next year you're going to be up against it again with bidding wars and chaos? So, it's a lot to think about. Sellers, again, don't take this as that, oh my God, my house just lost 5% of value. That's not what this is saying. This is, remember, United States. This is not Metro Detroit. It's not Detroit. It's not Sterling Heights. It's not Livonia. This is nationally. So, sellers, if you got to sell your house, fine. We'll get you the best price we possibly can based on what buyers are willing to pay, because the buyers determine the market. But if you want to roll the dice, hang out, and then, wait till possibly second quarter of 2023 when they're projecting this, 9% boom in all-time high median sales prices. I guess that's certainly an option. So you have to kind of just weigh your options. Buyers, sellers, both of you guys have to weigh your options. But the numbers are here, and as always, I think this is a good thing, because it's taking us to a more normalized kind of a market, and that's what we want. So yeah, if you have any questions, again, I'm going to put the link to the report in the description so you can read the numbers and see everything that I'm talking about for yourself. And if you have any comments, cool, drop those below. Appreciate if you maybe like the video. There's about 25 of you guys that looks like they consistently watch the video. So I thank you guys. And share it with somebody else. If you think this is informational, and people, you have friends or family that have real estate that, are interested in just keeping up with things, share this with them, because I want to provide information to people just so that they have it, so people are more educated. So until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.